What bodybuilding era would Biscuit Oliva be best suited for? Let's find out. So of course, Biscuit Oliva, or Oliver, was modeled after Sergio Oliva, who was a classic bodybuilder from the 60s, but he was also given the size of Ronnie Coleman, who was an 8-time Mr. Olympia in the 90s and early 2000s. Which leads me to ask, which bodybuilding era would he be best suited for? Would he do best in the golden era, the classic age of bodybuilding in the 60s, 70s, and early 80s? Or would he be with modern day mass monsters? Now obviously he would dominate in just about any era, but I actually believe that he is best suited for somewhere in the middle. And there's two physiques that I think are most comparable to his, and they come from the 80s and the 90s. That would be my guy Lee Haney, 8-time Mr. Olympia. If you've never heard of this guy, well, you should, because he is one of the best bodybuilders of all time. He holds the record along with Ronnie Coleman for the most Olympia victories. And as you can see, he has a very aesthetic flow to his physique with a slim and narrow waist and a great V-taper. That's very similar to our guy, Biscuit Oliva. Now, the other physique I would compare him to is Flex Wheeler, who has one of my favorite bodybuilding physiques of all time. Now, surprisingly, this guy never won a Mr. Olympia, but he was around in the 90s and usually placed somewhere behind Dorian Yates, who was a 6-time Mr. Olympia. So Flex Wheeler and Lee Haney, in my opinion, have the most similar actual physiques to Biscuit Oliva. Therefore, when asking the question of which era would he do best in, I have to say the 80s and early 90s, because of the masked yet aesthetic flow to his physique. So there you go, you got a little bit of bodybuilding history along with one of our favorite anime characters. Make sure to like and subscribe as it really helps out the channel, and let me know in the comments who you'd like to see next. I'll catch you in the next video.